In this video, we will show you how to perform a modulation by step, also known as a direct key change. In its simplest form, a song is constructed with notes from a scale. These notes will be used to create the chords and melody in the song. A song that uses the notes from a particular scale is said to be in the key of that scale. For example, a song that uses the notes from the C major scale is in the key of C major. In order to build a song, we will need some chords. Chords in the key, also known as triads, are created by each using 3 notes from the relevant scale. They are labelled with the Roman numerals, which are useful in songwriting because they allow you to use a chord progression in any key and see the function or role of each chord. For example, here are the chords in the key of C major. 1 C major, 2 D minor, 3 E minor, 4 F major, 5 G major, 6 A minor, and 7 B diminished. If we move within a song from the chords in one key to another set of chords from a different key, we call it a key change. This move is also known as a modulation. If you'd like a longer introduction to changing key, then check out our video in the description below. There are 12 notes in Western music. The distance between each of these notes is called a half step or semitone. If we travel twice this distance, it is called a whole step or tone. The distance between 2 notes is also known as an interval. Intervals allow you to describe distances bigger than a whole step. If you'd like to learn more about intervals, then check out our video in the description. You can also visualize keys in a similar way. So if you think of the C major key we mentioned as the C note, then half a step up from this is the D flat major key, and a whole step up from C is the D major key. This would work the same way if you were using minor keys as well. This simple idea is basically what a direct key change or modulation by step involves. You start in a particular key and then move up or down a short distance to another key. This modulation is sometimes referred to as a gear shift. There is usually no preparation or nuance. We go from one key up or down to the next. It can feel a bit cliched or lazy due to its overuse in pop music, but it might be just what your song is after to elevate it. The most common approach with direct modulation is to keep the same chord progression Roman numerals from before and after the key change. The most popular example you will see is shifting the key of a final chorus up to inject some energy. Let's run through some examples to see this in action. We'll use the key of C major we saw earlier and play a simple 1-5-6-4 progression through twice. Then we will perform a direct modulation to the next key where we play the same Roman numerals in the same order. Let's start with probably the most common direct modulation, moving up half a step. We'll move from the key of C major to the key of D flat major. Listen to the change in sound this creates. For our next example, we will go in the opposite direction and move down half a step from C major to the key of B major. Shifting in a downward direction is less common in songwriting. This is because direct modulation is usually used to inject energy at the end of a song, and moving down has the opposite effect. Listen out for the difference in this example. In our next example, we will double the distance of the change from half a step to a whole step. We'll start by moving up from C major to D major. Listen out for the difference this bigger shift creates. And now we'll move down a whole step from C major to B flat major. Shifts bigger than a whole step are less common. This is often because it really puts pressure on a singer to change key in this way, but they are perfectly possible, and the sky really is the limit. In the next examples, we will move a distance of a minor third. This is the equivalent of 3 half steps. If you want to learn more about different intervals, then our video in the description will explain them all. First, we move up a minor third from C major to E flat major. And now we will shift down a minor third from C major to A major. You can also perform several direct modulations in the same song. You may have heard this in a song before, and it can become a bit ridiculous, like you are on an escalator, continually shifting up. But if used carefully, it can be effective. We'll use our same progression from before in this example, starting in C major, shifting up half a step to D flat major, and then finally shifting up a whole step to E flat major. We've seen a series of simple modulation by step examples, but how would you approach using them in an existing song? To provide a more real-world example, we will start with the song we created in our major key song masterclass. If you'd like to see the reasoning behind its structure, check out the masterclass video we made for it. We'll give you the link at the end of this video. Let's listen to the original song. The first thing to note is that the song is in the key of G major. Don't panic as everything will work the same way, we're just starting from a different key. The song has the structure intro, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. As we've mentioned in this video, you usually see a direct modulation upwards in the final chorus to inject some emotion and energy. We'll start our first modulation at the bridge in bar 37. We'll move down half a step to F sharp major. Listen to the surprise turn you get by moving down for the bridge. After the bridge, the song goes back to the chorus in bar 45. You will have seen that the first half of the final chorus had different chords in the original song. For our revised song, we will use the same Roman numerals as the other choruses to preserve continuity. The difference will come from the direct modulation up to A major. This is a minor third higher than the bridge and a whole step higher than the rest of the song in the key of G major. This injects some new energy for the end of the song. Finally, we come back to the G major chord in the key of G major to end the song in the home key. See how many considerations there are when preparing even a simple direct key change in your song. The best approach is to experiment with it in your own songwriting, and if it doesn't give your song what you think it needs, then don't worry about it. It is simply a single tool in the songwriting toolkit. Let's listen to our revised song to see how it now sounds with our gear shifts. Learn how to write a major key song from start to finish by watching the video on screen now.